And we are live. We are live. What is going on, good people? What is going on, good people? Shout out to everybody in the building. I do appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to be talking about the infamous Donald Trump mugshot. The most famous person on earth needs a mugshot. He does. To make sure that people that, we have photo identification of him in the event that he ever tries to get away or flee the country or anything like that. Yeah. So it's interesting. We're going to be getting into the whole Donald Trump mugshot, Donald Trump being indicted and everything, and a funny video that popped up of a guy wearing the shirt, niggas for Trump. Niggas for Trump. That's his thing. Rocking the t-shirt, niggas for Trump. So yeah, we're going to be getting into that. I'm going to be putting the link in the chat early because I do want to hear from y'all on that. Because some of the stuff, like, I understand what's going on generally with Trump being indicted, but I want to hear from y'all on this one. I want y'all to help make it make sense. I want y'all to really talk about what's going on. Like, I'm looking at some stuff where it's like RICO charges, like they're charging them under the same rules that they charge mob bosses on. When, it's the type of charges where they don't really got nothing really strict, really hard, but it's like, this person's a known bad guy. We know he into some stuff, so let's figure out a way to compile it in some kind of way. So it's just kind of weird when I look at it, but maybe y'all can make some sense of it. So let's get ready to go. Let's strap on in. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
We have done so much with so little for so long. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Those are the words of Machismo TV. Make sure you want to go and subscribe to Machismo TV. The link should be in the chat room. But shout out to everybody in the building. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Probably overdoing some aspects of the light. And let me see something. Okay. Screw it. All right. Let's get into it. Arma just sent you the email link, but the link is in the chat because I don't mind people coming up early on this one. But shout out to everybody, the early bird squad, as I call it, make it in bright and early, dropping comments before we even get started. Brett M in the building. Says, why did you mirror flip the mugshot? It looks a little different. Yeah, I did. When I was making the thumbnail, it worked. I don't know why it worked better on the other side. Very observant. Very observant. And I I gave him like a little filter. I gave him like the IG filter, to make it pop out, to fix the pixelation. It kind of made it look a little AI. And that's a little I got the actual shot though. Hold on, here's the actual shot. Let me get that queued up. Oh shoot, we got Hood down here bright and early. So yeah, I'm about to bring Hood up real quick. I gotta pull up this mug shot real quick. Gotta pull up the mug shot and kind of roast the mug shot. Not even roasting it, because it's like the best mug shot I ever seen. So you can't roast the best mug shot you ever saw. This man, like, hold on. Here we go. Here it comes. Like, I must say, that's the best his hair has ever looked. Have this man's hair ever looked? Like, he went to a stylist. He got his stuff did up right. Got on the blue suit, got the red presidential tie, came in, gave him the "you're fired" face while he getting the mug shot. Like, that was kind of gangster. I do gotta give him props on that. He pulled off a pretty gangster mug shot. He in there getting booked, getting a mug shot, but he came in looking like he was in charge. Like, I'm getting a mug shot, but I run this place. Like, that's kind of how that shit looks. So yeah, the mug shot is definitely gangster. But yeah, so but shout out to you. Let me shout out a few more people and bring Hood Conservative up real quick. But he says, okay, but let me shout out a couple more people. Mega Dreads in the building. Brett M in the building. He says that darker line is actually under the right eye, so the picture is flipped somehow. Maybe it's a video software or editing thing, but technically it's flipped. Yes. I it wasn't flipped in that picture I just showed, but yes, I did flip the picture in the thumbnail. I do that all the time. But y'all are really tripping about that. But shout out to RM. Said in the hit the like button on the way in. Shout out to Cornelius, Rupert in the building. Shout out to A Truism. Do appreciate all y'all to come in early, drop comments. I see you, Untitled Truth Only Human Chapter, Winthrop, and let me go ahead and bring up Hood Conservative, who wanted a bright and early piece of this thing. Oh, and RM, D-Rock Den, as far as the contributors, D-Rock Den sent super thanks overnight. So we're going to acknowledge that one today. That's the first contributor for the show today. But shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hood Conservative in the building. What's going on? We got niggas for Trump. We got we got the mugshot. One thing I do want to ask you about. Well, I want you to come up and say whatever is on your mind, but I do want to ask you, why is the brother the only one that went down, that didn't get bail? Like, it was bail too high for him, or like I don't know what the fuck that was about. But anyway, what's on your mind?
Bro, that's my whole show I'm about to do. Like, that shit legit got me in my feelings. Like, really? The one brother, the nigga for Trump, the one, because he's like the president or the former president. I don't know if he founded it, but he was the head of Blacks for Trump. And so that shit looked really like eerily symbolic to me, that you got a black woman down there running the whole show in Fulton County, and all those white folk, they bail out immediately. Like, they didn't even sit on a jail bench. They just walked in, got fingerprinted, took a picture, and they was out. Like, they never even sat in the little cell or whatever. They ain't get none of them sandwiches or nothing. That nigga, he eating sandwiches right now. And you know what? I don't know what they do in Fulton County. I ain't never been locked up in Atlanta, but I know up in the city up here. When you go to jail, they don't even give you meat on your bread no more. It's some weird, like, fake peanut buttery, like, it's a weird peanut butter and
Yeah.
jelly concoction they put on your sandwiches now. Like, he down there eating one of them shits. Like, bro, come on, man. Y'all let all these white folk out. And I ain't even, I don't even play the white people card like that. But why is the black woman and all the black people in fucking Atlanta letting all the white folk go home, and y'all got this one nigga on the bench eating them nasty ass sandwiches? Fuck that bitch, man.
So the conclusion is that in some roundabout way, the black woman who was in the, as they say, black faces in high places, the black woman who has a black face in a high place didn't let the nigga get out. That's the conclusion.
Don't nobody give you your nigga wake up call like hating ass niggas, bro. That's really what I see. I don't know about no white people giving me a nigga wake up call. Most white folk wouldn't even think of that shit. Only niggas want to remind you that you still a nigga the minute they get the fucking opportunity, bro.
Yeah. And you ain't lying about them damn sandwiches, not that I got some extensive criminal record, but I did get a DUI before, and a DUI normally involves, a night in jail. So I have spent a night in jail before, and yeah, those sandwiches are, it tastes peanut butter and jelly ish. It's like, but it's not not peanut butter and jelly.
You ate that shit. You ate that shit. I waited. Fuck that. I'm gonna wait till I get to a better jail or get home, but y'all not gonna feed that shit to me.
I took a curiosity bite. I didn't finish it. I took a bite and was like, what the fuck is this? I ate the orange. It was an orange or an apple. It was some juice, and I forgot what it was. I just ate the fruit and the juice. I did take a bite of the sandwich. I was curious.
Would you go to white people jail, bro? Fruit and juice. Was there a guy named Bob next to you in the cell? What kind of shit is that? Fruit and juice? The motherfuckers give us hot milk, not even hot, room temperature milk, and that weird ass sandwich.
Y'all get room temperature milk. That means y'all milk ain't even refrigerated. That shit is spoiled like a motherfucker. Y'all getting spoiled milk and clay sandwiches. That's what y'all out there getting.
Yo, I'm glad I ain't never been to like Rikers or nothing like that. I don't even know what the hell go on with them niggas. But I know when you go to the Bookings in Brooklyn, oh my God, that shit is horrible, bro. You want to fast for 24 hours. Like I said, you either going to put me in a better place or you going to let me out. But I'm not eating here.
All right. Now, here's my question. To the best of your ability, what is Trump exactly indicted for? Because I was researching it heavy, before the show, and the shit, it is legitimately kind of confusing. Like, I don't fully get it. I understand that, okay, he's been fighting the election, but I mean, didn't Al Gore, didn't a lot of people fight a lot of elections and push back and but so it's like they're saying he's interfering with the democratic process or trying to invalidate it, or a lot of people have done a lot of things fighting elections that they didn't think that they thought that they didn't lose legitimately. So that's a big part of it. That's in some cases, it depends on what you read. That's kind of most of it. Bro. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal?
Do you realize that this is a RICO case, which is weird? Like, Trump, I mean, I wish Trump was my plug, but that's basically the type of charge you get when you the plug. Like, this is a whole RICO case. And John Gotti's lawyers never went to jail. Like, not one mob lawyer that I can think of has ever went to jail. Like, lawyers don't typically go to jail for mounting a full-throated defense of their client. But all of Trump's lawyers went to jail. This is like unprecedented. I don't even know how to compare this to anything legally speaking, like no, this is some like Cuba stuff. This is like some China stuff. This is what we accuse the Russians of doing.
Yeah, that's wild. And see, now they saying Al Gore fought it in court. It's like people have fought. R. Kelly got RICO charges. Like, yeah, that's why I was looking at it. Whenever I see RICO charges, I know it's a situation where they don't like this motherfucker and they trying to bring him down for something. That's pretty much what it is. Whenever you see RICO, and all like the shit R. Kelly, like I'm putting like this. I'm on record saying R. Kelly did enough stuff to get locked up. He beat those charges though. He paid off who he had to pay off. He beat those charges, so they just wanted to get him for something. They wanted to get him for something after that documentary came out. And with Trump, it's a situation where they don't want him to run for president. I mean, I hate to say they and start, sounding all like, conspiracy talk and this or that, but I just think it's kind of clear. They don't want him to run for president again. And they're going to get him for something. I got some videos where people are breaking down what he did, and some of it is, okay. I see what they're saying, that he was pushing, he was fighting real hard behind the scenes, damn near to the point of twisting people's arms, trying to like, we gotta figure out how to overturn this shit, So, but I don't see. I don't see, necessarily criminal acts. That's what I'm
hard
getting
to
at.
imagine at what point he crossed some invisible line where all that behavior becomes criminal. Because
Yeah,
I think in Atlanta, they're trying to hinge this whole thing on this perfect phone call that Trump says. It was a perfect phone call, according to him. But basically, there was an infamous phone call between Trump and I forget the name, and maybe it was the governor Kemp, but it was some official in Georgia basically saying, listen, you got to go out and find these votes, right? Now, he's not saying conjure up the votes. He's just saying go out and find the votes. Now, I'm not going
I
to
got
add
the phone
anything
call
else to
right
it.
here.
People, yeah. So play the phone call, but like they're trying to make that a crime in and of itself. And I'm like, bro, if that's a crime, everything's a crime.
Yeah, like that's what I gathered from it, that he was just heavy on some, hey, let's figure this shit out. Let's make a way out of no way. It got to be some votes somewhere. It got to be a miscount somewhere. It got to be a machine that was on the fritz somewhere. It got to be something somewhere, some way we could, look under every rock, every mattress, anything we could find to try to tweak this shit and get it in our favor. Like that's all. That's what I legitimately was gathering from this. He was sounding a bit, pushy and hopeless at the same time. You didn't feel bad for him, like he was tripping. Like,
Well,
fuck, I don't want to accept this loss.
what's funny about it? What's funny about the whole thing is that when Trump was fighting the whole thing, and initially they were talking about, and Trump necessarily wasn't saying this, but the conversation was about voting machines, right? The conversation was the machines are rigged. And so there was this whole thing, and Sidney Powell was going to sue that one company that runs the machines and all that. And all that kind of went to court and fell apart. But the ironic thing is, speaking of, Trump saying go find those votes, Dinesh D'Souza, who was a little bit famous on the right wing, he did like a whole expose on Obama and everything. And he actually went to jail for his work on Obama, by the way. But Dinesh D'Souza, he puts out the 2000 Mules documentary. Well, I'm saying that.
All right. Wait, hold on, time out. Are you saying that the stuff that they got him on, because they got him on something like he donated $10,000 and did it in a way where you're not supposed to donate money and this or that to a politician or something? It was some weird shit. It was some weird shit that they make sense.
It's the type of white collar thing that was the cover. Pay a fine.
Okay, but that was the cover up. Is really they got him for doing what they considered a hit piece on Obama.
Basically, like I said, you pay a fine normally with these types of financial crimes, but when it comes to the right, Like, look, perfect example. When people on the left question the election, we all forget about that. The news doesn't play that clip over and over. But when people on the right do it, jail, straight to jail. And so Dinesh D'Souza was one of the first guys to suffer that kind of thing. But yeah, he made the documentary on Obama, kind of revealed some stuff about Obama and Hillary. And next thing you know, he's getting all this weird cases about financial crimes against him. I smell a rat. I think that's the omni state. It's my own word for it. It's not the two sides, the right and the left put together. It's the omni state. You remember OCP from the RoboCop movies? I was just watching RoboCop yesterday. It was in my head. But Omnicorp was like that corporation that ran Detroit. They basically bought and owned Detroit. Our government is essentially becoming the omni state. And I lean right, but the Republicans are definitely in the game too. They're part of the omni state in a lot of ways. And I see black women in this case as being the pit bulls and the attack dogs for the omni state. And first it was Dinesh going down, and now Trump's going down, and they're still holding on to that one black guy because, got to make an example out of somebody.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm interested in I want to know the official story on why the black guy is locked up. I want to play this tape, this call that they said was like the perfect call that incriminated Donald Trump. But with the black guy, I know Donald Trump had to pay $200K to get out of jail. That was his bail. And I'm wondering, was everybody bailed $200K? And did brother man just not have his own $200K? Like what I don't know why he's there, other than going that the black people, the black woman in charge down there ain't let the nigga go. I'm trying not to go there.
No. If it was any amount of money, it wouldn't even matter because bail bondsmen exist for that amount, for that specific reason. So if it was $1 million bail, he'd probably put up like $100K, and the bail bondsman would put up the rest, and that's how you get out. That's how bail bondsmen work. So it's not so much the money. He wasn't given a bond, period. He was the only one not given a bond, meaning you have no opportunity to pay for your release. That just seems weird. And then when you dig into the one black guy, the only thing that they could argue that he's different from the rest, when they served him a subpoena a few weeks or a few months ago, apparently he yelled at some federal agents. He got like chest to chest with some federal agents, and I guess you're not supposed to be mean. A black man ain't supposed to curse out the feds when they show up at his house trying to give him some bullshit paperwork. Apparently he ain't a black man no more. This shit crazy, bro. Shit crazy.
Yeah. Mr. Shane Vicious said, "Oh, welcome back." Never mind. I was about to say something. So, shout out to Shane Vicious. Do appreciate you. With a $5 super chat. He says, Rudy already admitted to making false voter fraud claims. Lawyers cannot lie for their clients. That is why Rudy was included in the RICO case. Okay. You're saying he admitted to making false voter fraud claims? How do you this is a weird thing because it's like they got to prove a negative. How do you make a false voter fraud claim? If you believe that some of the voting was fraud, then you believe that. Their argument is that they're basically saying Trump and all the other ones, they don't really believe it. They're just trying to steal it, but you don't know what's in their head. So it's like they're out to prove a negative. That's why I said this is weird and confusing to me. But shout out to you, Mr. Shane Vicious. Thank you for putting 5 on it. Do appreciate that. All right, let's get to this tape. They said this is a tape that incriminated Trump. So let's go ahead and get into it.
The people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. That you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Just days before Trump's supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol in 2021, Trump was on a phone call with Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, who is the top election official there. On the hour-long call, he repeatedly prods him and his lawyer, Ryan Germany, to reconsider Georgia's 2020 presidential election outcome, where Trump lost to Joe Biden.
Now, Do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's illegal.
Ryan Germany. No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having.
But have they moved? Have they moved the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure, Mr. President.
But where the call really
All right, now right there, I mean, he's saying that something else is going to happen here in the call, but thus far, I hear a man grasping at straws, trying his damnedest to just figure out a way, to just figure out a way to overturn. You know, he's trying. It don't look like he got nothing, but he's like, check the machines, check the machinery, check the, let's make sure everybody did everything right. Are you sure they didn't get none of this? How you know that? I mean, they didn't throw nothing away or didn't shred any votes. How do you know that? Did you look at this? Did you check that? He's grasping at straws, trying to just figure out any little way possible he could try to finagle this thing into something. That's it. That's all he's trying to do. That's all I saw right there. Let's see what else more or less happens with this thing.
really starts to take a turn is when it becomes clear Trump considers this matter not one of fact necessarily, but one of allegiance.
Mr. President, the problem you have with social media, people can say anything.
No, this isn't social media. This is Trump media. It's not social media. It's really not. It's not social media. I don't care about social media. I couldn't care less. Social media is big tech. Big tech is on your side. You know, I don't even know why you have a side, because you should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have. Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes. Because you know what they did and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. So look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
All right, so if you use your imagination, you could say that he was using some microaggressions to try to get the dude to change something. But I didn't see nothing wrong in that call. He was grasping at straws, trying to figure out whatever he could figure out, however he could, anything that could happen to try to find some votes somewhere, some way, somehow. Like, that's it. That's all I saw from there. We got somebody else. I think you having some some audio. Oh, there you go. It looks like you're working now.
How do
hold on. I'm gonna mute you. Hold on, I'm gonna mute you up. Multi-generational mulatto. That's a very interesting name. Because there are a lot of multi-generational mulattoes who just get call themselves black or get called black. But anyway, we might get into that later. But go ahead, conservative. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get to you next. Multi-generational mulatto. But go ahead, conservative.
No, I was just asking, how do you pull a RICO case out of that? That's what I set out to understand in my research. But I guess the only way they can pull a RICO case out of it is that if it's a general collective of people, a group of people who are working tirelessly, grasping at straws, trying to figure out a way to flip an election, to challenge an election, which people got right to do. They're working tirelessly to try to challenge an election, and their argument is they're interfering with they're trying to interfere or overthrow the democratic process. And the man all the way at the top of the
organization of people who are conspiring to overthrow the democratic process is Donald Trump. That's what they're getting him on. It sounds like bullshit. It just does. It does. But that was the call, and it looked like they're about to get into the things that he's charged for. Before we go there, multi-generational mulatto, go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic. What's on your mind?
No, if you about to play the clip, I mean, I don't want to hold that up. Really, honestly.
Oh no, I played a clip and then talk in between. But go ahead.
Yeah, this will be brief. So I assume, and if I'm making an ass out of myself, please let me know. But I assume that you all support closing the border down, correct?
Yeah, I do.
And I respect you for that. My question is, do you support reporting all potential illegal aliens to ICE that we encounter that have already crossed the border?
Reporting all potential illegal aliens to ICE.
Yes.
Yeah, if potential illegal aliens, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, generally, but I don't want it to get ridiculous when you just say you threw the word in potential illegal alien. Okay, so what's a potential illegal alien? Somebody who just look a little brown and they look lost. We're eating the street signs and they don't really like. He ain't from here. I hear that accent.
I'm glad you asked that. We can use our discretion, just as if we went to a country illegally, we would be reported to immigration, and they would use they would use their discretion to determine if we are there illegally or not. True.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I generally support. Yeah, illegal people who come in this country illegally. They broke the law, and yes, they need to get sent back. Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you said that. I just wanted to say that for the listening audience, as you're listening, every potential illegal alien that you encounter, don't be afraid or ashamed to report them to ICE. Our taxes pay ICE to perform duties. We do not pay ICE to twiddle their thumbs. But literally, that's all I wanted to say. And if you want to play the clip, I want to, see what's coming up next, because this has been a very informative program.
Okay. All right. We got Juan Solo in the building. Go ahead before I roll some more of the tape. What's on your mind? What you got?
What's up, bro? I just want to say I find it funny because the way that these charges are trumped up is really just like rumors and manipulation of words, and I still don't understand how Biden got 80 million votes out of 600 counties in the United States of America when it's 153 in Georgia by itself.
Good point. Very good point.
It's a lot of weird stuff with the votes. I'm not in the election was stolen camp, but it's just some weird shit. Like they said, more black people came out to vote for Biden than voted for Obama. Like it's some weird stuff in there, but I'm not. I gotta have hard evidence before I just say, yep, full blown, absolute, 100% stolen.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say one more thing. It's funny how if the quote unquote insurrection on the 6th didn't happen, they would have the Republicans would have did the same thing that the Democrats were doing in 2016 when they was pleading on the floor for somebody to sign on over a petition or a law so that they can hold up the votes in the states. And Joe Biden said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. It's just funny how they forget that they were doing that. Maxine Ward was on the floor. Can anybody please sign this? Please? I'm talking about going crazy, booing and yelling because this happened. But 4 years later,
they didn't forget. I promise you, they didn't forget. It's on purpose.
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to say, though.
All right, let's roll it.
This, it turns out, is just one of 161 individual acts outlined in the indictment. There are others. For example, a plan to scam Congress, to seat pro-Trump Republican electors in various states who would deliver Trump the Electoral College votes he needed to win. Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and others, despite losing in those states. Effectively, falsifying documents, subverting the core of the American democratic system to stay in power. There are charges relating to stealing voter data, tampering with voting equipment, making false claims of electoral fraud. It's all laid out. And all 19 defendants accused in their various roles of having the same common goal of changing the outcome of the election.
Hold on, real quick.
of
No
having
spaces. Who is this sort of sister right there? Who's I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know her name? Anybody? Okay. I mean, we know the brother. The brother is in the jail. The brother is eating peanut butter sandwiches, locked up right now. We know who he is. I just was curious about her.
Free him. No, you're right. Free both of the black ones though, the African American ones. Pardon me. You're right about that.
Yeah, I was curious about that.
same common goal of changing the outcome of the election. Trump's former personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, lawyer and conspiracy theorist, Sidney Powell, a range of people going both.
In this video that I'm watching, it is biased towards the left, but this is the one I found. This is the one I found that was given, that played the video call and just gave a breakdown of some things. It just happened to be the one I found, but the people who made
notice
this,
how.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Notice how that they allude to the crimes or the impression of criminality, but they never exactly show you the crime or the criminality. It's a very narrative driven hustle. This is the narrative hustle, basically. I'm gonna give you all the reasons to believe a crime was committed without ever actually proving to you that a crime was committed.
And isn't it funny? Isn't it funny they use the same RICO case against the person who basically started the RICO in Giuliani?
That is a bit of irony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell of
irony.
a point. Hell of a point.
Both up and down the Trump chain of command, accused of 41 total counts. 22 related to forgery or false documents and statements, 8 related to soliciting or impersonating public officers, 3 related to influencing witnesses, 3 related to election fraud or defrauding the state, 3 related to computer tampering, 1 related to perjury, and then the one charge every defendant has in common, racketeering, the state RICO laws. That alone carries a possible 5 to 20-year prison sentence. Okay, now the other 3 indictments.
Former President Donald Trump indicted again, this time on charges related to the Capitol riot.
I mentioned at the start, the most recent indictment against Trump is his 4th. The one before that came earlier this month.
And I looked up all his tweets on the day of January 6th, just, and some of the ones around it. Because I heard the argument that he was, inciting the riot or whatever. I was trying to see if that was kind of out there through the tweets, through anything that he said that, that sparked that or instigated that. I was looking for that. If somebody got something on that I didn't see, is welcomed. Is welcome. Send it my way. But I was trying to find something on that.
Trump must be an amazing person to be giving a speech at the same time that they're actually protesting at the Capitol, and the tweet while he's on stage giving a speech while they're protesting at the Capitol. He's an amazing person.
What are you saying? You saying that he was tweeting while giving a speech?
No, I'm saying they were talking about his tweets and stuff, and they was talking about he incited the quote unquote insurrection. But how can he do that if at the same time that they were quote unquote storming the Capitol, he was still giving his speech?
Oh, he was somewhere else giving a speech about something else at the time that they were doing that.
Yes, he was at his rally, and he said right after this we're gonna walk down and peacefully protest. He never say nothing about take it over or anything like that. And while he was giving his speech, they were quote unquote storming the Capitol. At the same time, he was they actually put it side by side.
Yeah, that is accurate. That is accurate. That's exactly how it went down. He was technically elsewhere giving a speech when the actual riot was starting. So to blame him for, telling people to riot, it's another lie. But, if you watch TV, all they do is lie to you. So that's what people think.
Stemming from an investigation into Trump's efforts to reverse his electoral defeat in 2020, as well as his role in the January 6th storming of the U.S. Capitol.
50 be advised, Capitol Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Now, there is some overlap between this case and the one we just talked about.
Donald Trump criminally charged for allegedly trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
This one also accuses Trump and 6 co-conspirators of pushing state lawmakers and election officials to change electoral votes, won by Biden, into votes won by Trump. And this scheme also involved convening fake slates of electors who would vote for Trump and then send those illegitimate tallies to Congress.
Special counsel Jack Smith
Hold on.
Involved
I was looking something up. Hold on.
into votes won by Trump. And this scheme also involved convening fake slates of electors who would vote for Trump and then send those illegitimate tallies to Congress.
Special counsel Jack Smith revealing.
So some of the stuff that they're saying is outright bull. Some of it, if they could prove it, then it's a legitimate thing. Like what he just described right there, that's something that you clearly can't do. That's something that's clearly illegal. So if that can be proven, then yeah. But
it took them this long to prove that, though. Think about that. This all happened publicly and openly on one of the most televised events in American history, and you just now put it all together. It's like 3 years later. No, this whole thing is it's a coordinated effort to sabotage him. You could have brought these charges a year after the election.
I sat there and watched with 5 million other people on Lottery Crowder during. They were looking at the Georgia when they were doing the counting, when they shut it down at 11 o'clock, and then all of a sudden open it back up at 3 in the morning to start counting votes again after they said that there was a leak at the Phillips Arena, which I don't see how they do that, because Phillips Arena has been well kept for a while. And I was sitting there watching it. They said, why are they shutting it down? Why are they stopped counting the votes? So for all that he's talking about, people would just. And another thing is they changed a few laws in a few states, and including the option of the vice president to kick the votes back down to the states for recounting. They changed it right before the election, so because they knew that the president still had that power, so they revoked that power from the vice president so that he couldn't do it.
GA boy, to answer your question, no, I don't understand why you even asked that question. And you know what you're talking about. I mean, okay, I'll speak for myself because I can't speak for everybody on the panel. No, I don't think it's overwhelming evidence that the election was stole from Trump. What's being discussed here is that he's being charged with trying to steal or overthrow or disrupt the democratic process in some kind of way by trying to fight the election. Like I don't believe it was stolen. I do believe if he believes it was stolen, he got right to fight it. He could fight it in any way, shape, or form, any way possible. But if they prove that he literally broke the law or did what they just described, if they could prove that, then yeah, that's legit. If they can prove it, what it looks like is that they don't want him. I
do believe that.
But no, and that's fine. I was gonna kick it to you next. That's why I pumped the brakes and said, "Wait, I got to speak for myself." I'm gonna kick it to you next to explain why you think it was.
I'll tell you something else about that black guy. What?
Actually, stolen. Go ahead. Well, go ahead on that right now.
So, right after the election, when right-wing YouTube was deep into their detective work, trying to figure out what happened with that midnight vote dump, there was a story that I latched onto that was actually really popular at the time, but I probably erased it off my channel because I was getting too much heat. But Ruby, what was her name? Ruby Bridges? Oh, I forget her name. It was Ruby something. Anyway, this woman and her daughter, really it was the daughter who worked for the election bureau, whatever you call it. She was counting votes. So this black girl was counting votes. She got her mom a job in that place counting votes. Now, it's alleged that her mom confessed on like some Instagram post and all that. And you know how that is. It could have been made up. Who knows? But so now everybody's looking at her. And so they found the videotape of her working that night counting the votes. And I covered this stream specifically where she pulls out this suitcase from under the table and starts adding stuff into the machine from that box or whatever that she pulled
Hold
out
on, wait,
from
you
under the
bored out.
table.
You
So
pulled out a
it
suitcase.
all looks
Wait,
suspicious.
hold on, time out. You had kind of like went out for a second, right? When you said she pulled out a suitcase and then what? What did she do with it?
Well, I was covering that whole thing when she pulled out the suitcase. And long story short, that black guy is charged with witness tampering against that girl and her mom for asking them to come clean.
You're not telling me what she did with the suitcase. You saying that what did she do with the suitcase? I mean, at least I think it went out when you said that.
Well, she allegedly added votes from an undisclosed location. Like she pulled out a suitcase full of votes and added them to the machine, allegedly.
And and so that's what so people are being charged with questioning them about the suitcase.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Not only that.
So somebody said not only that, you can.
Yeah, that was okay. Yes, it's Sir Tice. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday.
What up, Sir Tice? I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you now. I couldn't tell who was talking. My bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. It wasn't just that. He's naming like some of the specific situations. And salute to the panel in the chat again. I just wanted to say this because I don't know if y'all touched on this. Okay, so they're trying to get a speedy trial, right? I'm gonna look at this strictly on the middle, right? Have any of you fellas ever sued anybody or ever been a part of a lawsuit?
No.
What about the other gentleman?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Anyways, when you sue someone, and this is what makes lawsuits take so long, there's a process called discovery where your side has the opportunity to get all of their evidence and information and things like that. So what's one thing that Trump's strategy he's going to do, or he just got a new lawyer also too, is he's going to contend that what's her name, Fannie Wills from this district was in cahoots with the Department of Justice. And what are they going to do? They're going to subpoena those phone records. And they're going to show that, okay, and by the way, it's also been long proven that this indictment was already signed and sealed while the grand jury was still deliberating or covering it. Okay, and what's the story behind that is it got leaked in the media, and then they came and said, no, that's a fake indictment while the grand jury was still in progress. But the exact document that got leaked in the media was, in fact, the indictment. And then when they asked the clerk about it, you know what she said? She said, I'm human. You can look this up. I'm human. I made a mistake. I hit send instead of save. Really? Really? You know, lastly, I'm going to say this. Everything with this particular charge, Gore did it in 2000. In 2004, when Kerry tried to challenge Bush, it also happened. We all know what Hillary did in 2016, and we all know what Stacey Abrams did in 2021 or 2022. I'm sorry, 2018, pardon me, with the Kemp thing. You can ask a question about these elections, and to make it seem like, oh, no, we're trying to get folks or votes fixed, it's just insane. And my last comment is again, back to just the social media hysteria. Just when you think we moved an inch with the whole Larry Elder and Larry Elder and Breakfast Club, you got a bunch of low IQ political Negroes with Trump's mugshot, just like I knew it, who couldn't even tell you what the charges are. Man, I swear, we don't get it. We think that this left side of the aisle is gonna be for us, but they're just using us as a stepping stone, you know. And shout out to the black people who was out in Fulton County actually saying this is some bullshit on that route. Because I was watching it, I'm like, I was pleasantly surprised. And Fulton County, I'm sure there's some people in Atlanta that know it's not exactly an upper end county, if you will, or some parts say, you know. I mean, he was going through the straight up hood when he was going to that courthouse. So that's my thoughts there.
Yeah, bro rolled through Bankhead on him, but he rolled through Bankhead with a squad.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna finish my workout. I'm gonna come back up. All right.
All right. Cool. All right.
Peace.
What was I was about to pull? Hold on. I wanted to pull something else up real quick. I haven't even seen this one. Somebody sent me this. This was Joy Reid going off about it on the news, just looking at how some people are reacting to this whole thing. That's the best mugshot ever. He killed it on the mugshot. I gotta give him that. He came in, he came in ready to go. He went to his stylist, got his hair just right, got on the face like he just said, "You're fired." Like he came ready on that mugshot. Like they got him in cuffs. He's still looking at people like they fired. Yeah,
I can tell you, for me, it is. You know, when I moved back to New York, one of the mugshots that sit with me. I mean, I still remember.
Oh snap! He got Trump hairstyle.
Teenagers my age take a mugshot.
Yeah.
That he wanted them not just take a mugshot, he wanted them dead.
Say what that case was.
And this.
Oh wow, she bringing up the Little Rock 5 situation.
No, the Central Park 5, brother.
I'm not Little Rock. I'm sorry, Little Rock. That was way back in. My bad. Got historical places mixed up. But anyway, Central. What'd you call it? What is it? Central Park.
Central Park 5.
Yeah, Central Park 5. Central Park 5. I think it was Little Rock 9. I don't want. Anyway, Central Park 5. Yeah, she's bringing that up. That's all right.
This was the exonerated 5, and they were my age.
Yeah.
So as a teenager living in New York, I've said it before, this is the reason I never watched The Apprentice. I despised Donald Trump because he, to me, signified the rich white guy in Manhattan that absolutely hated and despised me, that hated and despised my cousins, my friends, everyone we knew, that called us wilding just because we were.
All right. So what she's doing more or less is something that I sort of eyed out from the start with this thing. And it's that if they don't got anything hard, tangible to literally arrest him for, is use this as an opportunity to just drum up disdain for him. Like that's more or less what's happening here. It's like it's very rare do you hear, clear, concise, precise stories about what exactly did he do that's illegal, and I know he did it and can prove he did it with these facts right here. You don't see that. So she's just playing on the emotion of people that hate him, people that think he racist, people that she's just playing on those emotions. Yeah, somebody sent me this right before the show. Go ahead.
You know what's so funny about it? I actually read the article that she's trying to use to portray this man as some asshole, but I read it in 2018. It was published in a magazine in 1980, I think 1980. He never mentioned none of their names. He never mentioned a Central Park 5. He was speaking about the overall crime and violence that is in America, in New York specifically. I'm sorry.
Wait, are you serious? Are you telling me all this time? Because that was something I never looked up. I just wrote it off as, I never really looked it up, put it like that. So are you saying that that's the claim of what he said about the Central Park 5 was exaggerated? Is that what
you're very exaggerated. You can actually look up the article yourself. It's still on the Times website. You can look it up. He's talked about the whole overall state of New York being crime filled. And it wasn't even about black people. It was about crime everywhere. He even mentioned the black citizens, the white citizens of New York deserve better. He didn't say just the white citizens of New York or the high up citizens of New York. He said black, white citizens of New York deserve better than to have crime in their parks. Never mentioned the Central Park 5 at all.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I gotta look into that. I gotta look into that. That's actually new on me.
Yeah, and I don't understand like with her, it's always some. Now she's supposed to be a black woman who is a Harvard grad. All of a sudden, it's everything is against her. Nothing's never been against you. You've gotten by before you want being a black woman going to Harvard. We know your IQ wasn't that high. We know that you're not a smart person. We can tell from the way that you conduct yourself on TV. And I don't understand why she trolling with
I don't
Trump's
know
hairstyle
about
on this video. I don't understand why.
yo.
I thought you didn't like Trump, but now you're trying to rock his wig. I don't get it.
Oh shit! She got the same hair as Trump. Oh shit!
Biting the style, but that's crazy.
Oh man, what's funny is that what you said about her when you said her IQ ain't that high. I'm not gonna go there. I remember she actually told the story how she got into Harvard. This is around the time where she was going off on Clarence Thomas, blaming him for affirmative action when it comes to education. Getting overturned. She was saying affirmative action did help her get into Harvard. But what it sounded like more so is that she went from she was some small town in the South somewhere, some little small unrecognizable place. She didn't even think to even apply to Harvard, but she's saying she scored so high on the test that basically Harvard found her. So I will grant that even though from a socio-political standpoint she say a lot of stupid stuff, she probably is smart in the sense that she know how to read and spit out the right answer on a test. She's smart in that regard. I think I forgot what she said she scored, but she scored really high and had good grades and was just a smart bookwormy kid that got good grades, and then Harvard found her. They came looking for her. They flew in to they basically recruited her, because they was trying to diversify their campus. So they started. And that's an area where, yes, if you're black and you're smart, it does benefit you because you're likely going to get in. If you're white and you're smart, you got a chance of getting in. So there's a thing like that. There's a there with that. So I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to discredit the fact that she, I believe she did have good grades or good scores and all of that stuff like that. Winthrop in the building says she got the same hairdo as Trump. She biting, yeah. She biting all day. She biting all day. That's some funny shit. That is some funny shit. She's sitting there with the same hairdo. I'm gonna make a meme out of that. Who did it best? Who wore it best?
I just screenshot it, bro. I'm about to put that on my IG too, bro. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Yeah.
We're in the park. That said we can't be free to walk around in the street, that said when Patrick Dorismond got killed by an off-duty police officer, he's no choir boy. And he was was no altar boy. He was literally an altar boy. Giuliani said that. And so people like Giuliani and people like Trump persecuted Black and brown people in New York. It's what they did for fun. It's what they did for pleasure. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed lording over people who had nothing, who had no $1 million lawyers.
When she's talking about Giuliani, she's talking about stop and frisk. Now, depending on who you ask, you get different stories with stop and frisk. Some people say that it was a disaster. It was just harassing Black people, Black and brown people. But some people do point out that, yeah, it did get more crime off the street. So it's a weird thing that goes on whenever Black people go that route, because Black people before the famous 1994 Joe Biden crime bill, Black people supported it heavy until they saw the results of it. They knew it was heavy crime out there in the hood. They wanted something to be done about it. Something did get done about it, and then that got called over policing. So so you don't want to over policing, then it's look at all this crime in our community. Okay, it's like so what do you do about that? And then it turns into they need education and job opportunities and extracurricular programs for the kids and stuff like that. So it's almost like it's just a constant playing, hopscotch or double dutch or hokey pokey with trying to poke and prod at figure out what the problem is. Whatever somebody try to figure out to fix the problem, well, no, that's not a good fix of the problem. That's because that caused this. I think Thomas Sowell got it right. There are no solutions. There's only trade-offs. You know, there's
The only thing
going to be.
about the only thing I like to say about that is, bro, is the only people who had an issue with the stop and frisk or with any type of law that's being passed that's supposed to help are the ones who are actually doing the crimes. Never heard of nobody who was super mad that they got stop and frisk. Only heard about the ones who went to jail after getting drugs found on them or a gun that they weren't supposed to have on them. Yeah, that's messed up. It's the same thing with snitching. Snitching only is bad when they snitching on you. So, like I said, to me, it looks like people who want to do bad stuff get mad when people start trying to do stuff to help. The people with the 3 strike law. If you wasn't selling drugs, if you wasn't using drugs, then you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. We are rejoined by Hood Conservative. I'll go back to you in a second, but we got Sir Tice in the building with the super chat. Says this is poison type of fear-mongering rhetoric that is sadly the default setting of many stateside black people. This is why logic is an uphill climb. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for putting 5 on it. Do appreciate that. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait for it. Boom. Hold up. It didn't work. Okay. My hands are off. You do it. Me and RM was both pushing buttons at the same time in the back. It wasn't working. Shit wasn't working. All right. But all right. So yeah, we back at it. Hood, you got anything on fresh on your mind before I roll some more of Joy Reid rocking her Donald Trump hairdo? You got anything to say on this before we go?
No, I'm gonna wait. I'll wait.
Okay.
Who couldn't change lawyers at the drop of a hat and get a different hip hop lawyer the next day when they were tired of one, who couldn't go out and make their case on Fox pop lawyer the next day.
All this time, I thought Rachel Maddow and this guy was the same person. I never saw them together. I thought they was the same person until just now. Him right here. Like, what's his? Do y'all know his name?
Nah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, all this time, whenever I would see him on NBC, I would see Rachel Maddow. I never saw them together. I thought they was the same person all this time. But all right, cool.
When they were tired of one, who couldn't go out and make their case on, Fox or on Newsmax, who had nothing, and who Donald Trump lorded his everything over, and still people who looked like them put him in rap songs. It was an indignity to me that something I loved, a culture I love, would lionize that. And so to me, this is justice. The fact that Manhattan didn't give him a mugshot, I thought was offensive. I thought that the Fed said, we already know what he looks like. He was the president of the United States. Okay, offensive. Everyone else had to take him. This case, and I think Fonnie Willis is a hero. She is a national hero because she, more than any prosecutor in this country, and I respect Jack Smith and I respect all the prosecutors that are doing this, she's the only one who said these wealthy, powerful, privileged men and women are just American citizens. And when they break the law, they will take that picture.
Now, for what you're saying right there, like a lot of people don't realize it was 3 other opportunities before this where Trump, technically, from a technical standpoint, should have had a mugshot, but they just said, what the hell, no need to mugshot Trump, the most recognizable, famous face on earth. What's the point in giving him a mugshot? We know what the hell he looked like. It's gonna flee the country. Like we gotta have a picture to identify him. Is like so that was the logic and rationale behind that. And they said it would just look too political to be just trying to get a mugshot. But the person in charge, which I believe is a black woman, said, "Yep. She said, fuck that. No, we getting this mugshot on the record. This mugshot is gonna be on the cover of Time magazine. We getting it, goddammit. We getting the mugshot." So go ahead.
When the election first happened, they were celebrating this as a black woman victory. There was literally a slogan and a hashtag. Black women did that. They wanted to own that. Black women save democracy. So Trump is their Voldemort. They can't let Trump back in because Trump like symbolizes all the evil racist white men that they want us to be afraid of. And so now what you have is a black woman being the face of getting Trump's mugshot. In the grand scheme of things, black men are supposed to follow black women into revolutionary combat. That's what it's all setting you up for. The black woman is your leader. She's saving your black ass because the black men were too punk ass and bitch ass to do anything about Trump. So it took a black woman. And now that a black woman has stepped up to the reins, you bitch ass niggas need to follow this brave black female weave warrior into glory.
And hold on, let's get on this quote unquote black woman. Or I call her the hood rat DA. Isn't she the same one that was smashing one of Young Thug's partners and was was the lawyer of his brother?
That's what they say. That's
oh wait, hold on, wait, time out. Y'all telling me this is the thing? The DA, the woman, I don't even know what her title or position is, who was in charge of, who presided over Trump's mugshot in that, aspect of the indictment or whatever. Y'all telling me she was smashing one of Young Thug's his
one of his homeboys, and she was the personal lawyer of his brother, and she put a RICO case on them. She put a RICO case on him. She put a RICO case on YFN.
Who she was smashing?
On Young Thug.
On Young Thug while smashing one of his homies.
Yeah.
I missed this whole story.
This the funny thing. When they start doing discovery and once these charges get dropped and they can't find out on, she's not gonna be a DA for long. Cause she is a hood rat, bro. Somebody gave this mug power and they got in her ear, so you could do this, you could do that. This would be a good look for you. It's not gonna be a good look because everybody know. Even Trump said it. Even Trump said she got some problems.
Listen. I haven't seen the Atlanta scene in a few years, so I'm gonna just say this. But from what I hear, from what I can see on TV, what professional woman in Atlanta is not also a hood rat? I don't think Atlanta is the place for like classy black women.
Man, it's crazy. I be noticing that it's like it'd be it'd be some ratchet ass people raised in the hood who are however smart enough to pass a test to remember the information and regurgitate it. They don't shake a whole they shake almost none of that hood nigga shit off of them. They just be some hood niggas with degrees, and them be the ones who be seemingly climbing up the ladder. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is, but yes, I do be noticing a lot of them do be in positions and be ratchet as hell.
She's the Sam Choice version of Kamala Harris. She's the great value version of Kamala Harris. She smashed her way to that position, and then when she got in that position, she put cases on. She did the Denzel. I'm putting cases on all y'all.
Cases on all you. I could be playing basketball at Pelican Bay when I'm through with you. That's what she did. That's fucked up.
Listen, this is why I keep saying, it is not about who didn't get the pussy. I'm looking at how y'all operate on a professional, on a grand scale. Shout out to dirty folks, man. I hate these bitches righteously. It ain't got nothing to do with who you smashing. It's how you rolling.
Yeah, and what his point was, I just want to add to your point. What it is that that's what they're used to. They're not going to suddenly, just because they passed the bar, now you're going to see them at the cotillion, asking for extra Grey Poupon. They hood bitches. They need them chicken wings with extra barbecue sauce, and ranch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is wild. That is wild.
Yeah, but you can look it up. Trump said it during one of his speeches. He was like, "Yeah, and I think she has a lot of problems. She should be focusing on herself." He said this, and then I went and seen an interview with the dude, Young Thug, one of Young Thug's brothers, and he was like, "Man, this used to be my personal love. We used to talk every day, like you and me talking, man. She was smashing the homie and everything." I'm like, "Wow, bro." Like you know what Young Thug was into, and then when you get into that position, you put a case on him.
Your chat is crazy. I just said one chicken wing, and now here come chicken wing flavors and shit, lemon pepper wing. But yo, dude, I forgot what I was gonna say.
80% of the women in Atlanta will sell you out for some lemon pepper wings, bro. Don't you start on the lemon pepper.
Yeah,
I've had orange pepper; those are actually pretty good. But on that same note, I don't think Trump would just say that without it being substantiated. I mean, this is a guy who was, whether you like him or not, he was the president. He has access to certain, that one of his aides can find out. You know what I'm saying? So, and that goes back into not even Pablo. Anyways,
chili mango.
yeah, I've never had that flavor, Pablo. Now you're giving me some.
No, that's interesting. That chili mango.
Yeah, it's like the sweet and hot.
That's like the spicy mango. No, that's lit. The mango habanero. Oh, that's lit. You get killed for one of those in the wrong part of town.
Yeah, it was David. I was saying that you don't think that a president is gonna just say something that he can't substantiate, that one of his aides doesn't have with full confidence. Just like he had that prepared speech ready when he walked up. When he was walking up from his plane or whatever. It was something that the brother had just mentioned about what I was saying about the discovery and all that's going to come out too, about her past things. They can bring out everything, in these discoveries, even personal shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you know what? This might actually help Young Thug case, because they pull up her past, but they might drop all that.
Oh God, you gonna let this nigga out? Cause see, man, y'all bitches be fucking up everything. Soon as you try to do good, you do bad. Oh man, look. You know what's so interesting? Well, another thing I found interesting about this. So Trump is the most popular Republican amongst black men pretty much since the end of slavery.
Damn.
I'm not being a dickhead. How do you substantiate that? Or did they say that, or did they tabulate something, or is that just just based off of mentions? I'm curious, because that does.
I would say real quick before you respond. I would say definitely since LBJ. Definitely since I mean, like around that time when Lyndon Baines Johnson, when he allegedly said, "I'll have them niggas voting for me for the next 100 years." I think no Republican has gotten 20% of the black male vote. So I think a legitimate case could be made then. Now, going back in Jim Crow, when it was, when black people was voting Republican, that's where I can't really, I don't know if I can go with Hood on that one unless he can substantiate it, but definitely.
I'm hyperbolic, but I'm quoting actual polling numbers when I talk about Trump's popularity amongst black men in particular. He is at record level popularity among black men.
Yeah,
and that is just a general fact.
Hold up, can you highlight Blexit's comment, because Blexit loves saying provocative things, but I think he's onto something here.
Right here.
Yep.
It says, Jaquan, do the black manosphere Jaquan, go do what the black manosphere always does and follow the lead of black women to the polls and vote Democrat down ballot.
I don't think the black manosphere does this. He's
black men. Black men do that. The black manosphere, for better or worse, is, I think, probably the biggest think tank of black men that don't all religiously vote Democrat. In other places they some of them, they'll say, "Oh, we can't trust the Democrats either." They voting for the Democrats. Even the FD signifiers of the world basically say,
"I'm a Democrat."
But hold on.
I'm just saying, that's what they say.
Yeah, I know it was like some weird. We had some feedback, but yeah, even the FD signifiers of the world say that he I forgot what he said. I don't know if he said he wipe his ass with his ballot after he vote Democrat, or got to wash his hands after he do it, or I don't know. It was some witty quote like that, but they say, but they vote Democrat. I think the black manosphere, for better or worse. I mean, I'll just look at it like this, going all the way to the the people who founded it, Angry Man had a channel called The Street Conservative. He for damn sure ain't no Democrat. We know Obsidian is a staunch down Republican. O'Shea, I think, used to be conservative, probably still is, but you don't really know what's going on. O'Shea, yeah. So there's that right there.
I say it's everybody except for BGS's sector.
I do think BGS has a sector to where I think they fall more so in the category is of being as charitable as possible. I would say they're left leaning, but don't really fuck with the Democrats. But they're pragmatic and will rock with whatever works because they support Ice Cube and what Ice Cube was doing with talking to Trump and all of that. So if Ice Cube can get some shit done and it'll help black men, they 100% for it, even if it means working with Republicans. But they don't trust that the Republicans are going to do anything. The liberals are the ones that give black people shit. So I think they're of the view that with black men going to get what they need in this country, that it's likely going to come from the Democrats, but fuck the Democrats because they don't do shit either. I think that's probably their position. And so if I had to go with if I had to look at the black manosphere, no, I don't. It is not. It's a more in the middle space. It's more in the middle. I'll definitely give it that. But the black manosphere following black women to the polls, like no, like get the fuck out of here, Blexit, for saying that shit.
No, well, Blexit said that's what he meant or whatever. So I ain't gonna beat him up. Jay Swiss, shout out to him, and he says, stand for something.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, after y'all did all that diplomatic stuff, let me say this. Way too many black men, especially in these spaces, complain about the powers and abilities that black women have when it comes to certain interactions, but you will continue to support and vote for the thing that gives them the powers and abilities that you resent them for. And I want to lay it out there. You can't be listening to me if you're listening to me, unsubscribe, change the channel. I'm just saying, don't be listening to me if you're voting with these broads, bro. You can't be doing that.
I'm with you there in the sense that there's you can't speak fluent. I don't know how you speak fluent manosphere and even in the BGS's sector. Everybody over there speak fluent Moynihan report. I personally don't know. Like if you know and understand all of that, yeah, then and you understand that that the root causes. If you understand, real quick, if you understand the root causes of the shit that we talk about here, then that means you know where it come from. And so if you vote in that direction, you're voting to empower that. What I'm saying is I think a lot of them don't just staunch down vote Democrat. They just staunch down also have a disdain for white Republican males or white Republicans in general. And they I don't know that I do think they in the middle. I do.
Well, think about the Joy Reid story she just told about Trump and those kids. And fuck Joy Reid. Nobody ever says wilding. If you're gonna bring the word up, at least say it properly. They was wilding. Them kids was in Central Park wilding on purpose, and some lady got hurt, and now we got to figure out what happened. But see, Joy Reid wants to tell the story about the racism and Trump had me afraid when I was living in New York City. And these niggas, they believe Joy Reid's story. That's really the key to what's happening here. They believe the Joy Reid story. They Joy Reid's little bitches. And so because they Joy Reid's little bitches, they can't think beyond her little bullshit story. And this is almost true for every single guy who's a black man on the right who claims to know what's up. It's only because you're afraid of so-called racism.
Hey, let me say this real quick, and you're right there. I had to step in the other room for a second, but Jaquan just said something in the chat and was like, "Yeah, but I don't dick ride or whatever." And brother Jaquan, clarify yourself when you say that, because what you would call dick riding for so-called the right. I'll tell you this, and nobody can deny this one bit. If you ask who is more politically informed on all sides of the aisle, the so-called us who do lean more on the right side or the left, hands down, it would be us as far as what we know about local government, stateside government, federal government, knowledge of both parties. So if that means we're dick riding because we know it, I don't get it. That's what I don't get. It's almost like if you're able to read out things and know this, what happened, cite things historically, now all of a sudden you dick ride. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, here's the deal. This is where I can't fuck with what Blexic is talking about. He's saying, right, hood conservative. They do act like the black woman is God. They really do. I heard the panels all week. Them not liking the right is not them saying the black woman is God. Them not liking the right is them having their hangups about racism and slavery and Jim Crow and the legacy of slavery and the history in this country and what this country has done to black people and particularly black men. That's what that is about. It is that they ain't on the black woman is God shit. You know the sectors that's on that shit. Like, don't pin that on the black manosphere. You can legitimately say that there are some channels, some people in the black manosphere, because of their hangups about white racism, that they that it's an extra step that they're not willing to take when it comes to really breaking down and analyzing and from a socio-political standpoint, you know, seeing the writing on the wall with certain things. Like, I think that is a fair assessment right there. That's a fair assessment, but it ain't on some black woman is God shit. That's where y'all making bullshit arguments. Like, that part is bullshit. Like, can we agree with that one? You know, that it's their disdain for white racism in the history in this country that has them looking at white Republicans as some ultimate enemy that they could never side with, that they can never even present or have an appearance of voting or standing or walking in the same direction as them. That's what it is. It ain't worship of black women. Do y'all agree with that one?
I agree with that too.
I think
What'd you say? Hold on. Go ahead, Hood. Go ahead, Hood.
No, I'm just saying, I think he's on to something. I don't know if it's a full-throated black women are God, but I think it's sort of baked into the cake. If you're going to start playing a race game ad nauseum, the black women will eventually be God.
How?
Hold on.
How? Hood said it. Hood said I want him to explain how.
Well, if you like worship the race, they are the mothers of the race. It's a weird setup. Like, how is being black and your blackness and your racial purity and all that paramount to you, but the black, she kind of is super important to play the race game. You need her specifically if you're going to play the race game.
While he's
damn, I hate to.
Racially,
yeah, I hate that you Borging and going out. I do get your point. I do get your point, but I don't think that's what it is with. I don't think that's what it is with them.
First of all,
it's no.
Oh, my bad.
Like you can't have a channel where most of what you do is a harsh critique and throwing under the bus of this person, but she's the goddess that you worship. It's like I don't.
I can land this.
I don't connect those.
Let me land this.
Go ahead.
Okay, amazing. I see where Blexit is coming from. He's obviously embellishing with the black woman is God part. You know, like
no, he's troll. He's putting a splash of troll on it, and I think it's foolish to go for the troll because it undermines this whole space of black men who are the biggest space of black men who are on point about black men not being on the simp bullshit that got us in this situation. To undermine that space is to basically work for the goddamn sisterhood. So that's where he's on some bullshit.
Okay, no.
I don't think that he was talking about the black manosphere, Joe.
Hold on, let me get
yes,
this.
he was. He literally said black manosphere.
Yeah, let me get this. Trust me. I'm going to be in the minority when I say this, but I think this is what he's trying to say. He's saying, we're damn all of that. Y'all still vote the same way that they vote at the end, or that sector still does. So thus, you know, all that shit that you say means absolutely nothing. What is it that you do when you go to the ballot? And you're voting with them. That means, you know, you're sharing their same views. That's what I think he's saying.
I think if you find any sector of black men and poll how many of them vote right, how many of them vote left, how many of them vote somewhere in the middle. I think that the Black Manosphere offers the biggest community of Black men that are going to be voting somewhere between either the right or the middle. Still a lot that's going to vote, to the left. But I think if you're talking about just a sector, a group of Black men, I don't think that you're going to find. I don't think you're going to find a group of them that are as politically awake. I don't. And I hate that word awake because it sounds like I'm saying woke. But
Right. I agree with
but,
you.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What is it? Foundation Black are those people? Are they part of the manosphere or are they not?
Fuck no. See, that's part of the problem too. If you think that the red, black, and green, no, those ain't the FBA. But no, it's like people will put Jason Black in the black. People will put Tariq Nasheed in the Black Manosphere. They'll put Umar in it. Like if you're black and you're man and you're talking on the internet, they liable to throw you in there when it's convenient. Like so, a part of that is the problem too. It's like you got to understand what Black Manosphere type content is, and a lot of people don't even understand that, and they just lump shit together.
The number one tenet of being a so-called
Hold on, let me finish this. That's why I think the somewhat of a confusion has come from, because I believe from what I've seen, Foundation Black people, they either have Democrat talking points, or they'll tell you, both parties are bad, I'm not voting for neither one, I'm independent. So I'm thinking maybe he thought that those that speak were part of the Black Manosphere, and they're not. And that's why I was just trying to get clarification.
No, Blexit knows better.
Yeah,
Blexit knows better. See, that's what I'm saying. I hate to straw man bullshit, because that's just somebody deliberately trying to discredit the space. Like that's literally what that is.
I understand.
Yeah.
Just like we all hate women, none of us can get females. It's the goofy.
Well, in one saying, it starts with y'all all hate women, but then it turns into y'all all simping for women and worship women. Yeah, like he tried to charge the Black Manosphere up with being the black those niggas that say the black woman is God. He tried to charge it up like that. So it's like it's a bullshit trying to put up trumped up charges on a black male space that speaks up for black men, and I can't go with that. I think there's a certain line where I'm like, I have my criticisms for some of them, for some people, in the space. I don't make my content chiefly about criticizing other people in the space, but I do have some criticism, because it is like, once you know what you know, it's like, how do you go in a certain direction? But I think a lot of them may not necessarily go in that. Put it like this: me and Hood have talked about this multiple times. They don't go in that direction in pursuit of following black women. They go in that direction because they are left leaning to the point of being outright socialists. They think that black men will get their salvation when they get whatever it is that they could possibly get from the government, and they think the branch of the government that's likely to do that is the left side of the government, is the Democrat side of the government. Like that's what they're doing. But in doing that, you're almost like getting in line behind black women and all other women and gays and LGBTQ, the whole rainbow coalition. You're getting in line with them to basically, you want to help them overthrow the white man, as if you're gonna, as if that's gonna elevate your placing. But low, you're gonna. It's like it's a weird thing, and I'm more like on the lines of like what Jamila Hill said when she said, "I've come to realize that that black men don't want to overthrow the patriarchy." Hold on, that when Jamila Hill said black men don't want to overthrow the patriarchy, they just want their share of it. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that makes sense. We men. Yeah, we should definitely want to get our biggest piece of the man pie that we possibly can. And then any women, even black women, that want to get on board with us, yeah, they'll reap trickle down benefits, provided that they act like they got some damn sense. Yeah, I think that's how That's how communities and societies work. So that's what I'm on. I'm not about getting in line behind the gay people with my hand out. Like, so no. So go ahead. Well, go ahead, Hood.
Let me lay out a simple and concise mental framework for you. And I'm not saying I'm accurate or right or wrong. I'm just giving you something to work with. Feel free to attack me later. But when you place black women as your sort of equal operating partner in the struggle against, the man, the white man, right? It seems counterintuitive, but I think it works this way. If you make her your equal, she becomes your superior, and therefore your
I agree.
God. So we're right back to the black woman is your God again. No matter what you do, all roads lead to the black woman is God.
No, okay. I agree with the part of what you said that if you make her your equal, she becomes your superior. I do agree with that. I think it's a leap to say now you're basically on the same track as, like, we know the type of niggas that say the black woman is God. And so
no. The difference, Bernard, is they don't accept it in those simple terms of the black woman is God. They act as if they're atheists. No, you're fucking worshiping that bitch, telling me you ain't got no God, telling me you're godless. You ain't no fucking atheist. You worship that bitch.
All right, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When you damn you went on that rant and I forgot what I was about to say. Okay, far as elevating her as a place, as an equal place in fight against white supremacy, I don't think the men in this space who believe in the fight against white supremacy put her in equal place during that fight. I think a lot of them, especially like look, BGS has damn near wrote the book on why her fight is something separate than ours. He's presented all today. He the one that broke down why how it's funny that he was talking about all that table shit, but he's the one who's explained why they're not our women. Like he even went back to slavery with it. Black folks love to go back to slavery. He went back to slavery like, look, they brought men over first. It was only men over here. Then they figured out that they could it would be better just to breed slaves here. So they went and found some women from somewhere else and just forced them together. And then post slavery, but black men never owned them. They just was there to breed with them. They was owned by the white man. And that post slavery, they was just forced together. Then that post civil rights movement, okay, now they're not forced to be together. And we see what the fuck happened. He was like, yeah, of course that's happening. They was never our women. So they're fighting, their shit is different than our shit. So like they've made those points. So I think that's the flaw in your argument, is that you're saying that they elevate the black woman to a place of equality with them in a pursuit of this fight against the white man, whereas many of them view the black woman as the right hand of this white supremacy thing that they fighting against. So
yeah, but if you're voting with them, Bernie,
I get that. That's the flaw. That's the flaw. If they are some of them are voting with them. Some of them claim to not vote, and some of them say that they write in Kanye West or Mickey Mouse or some shit.
Independence and shit. Yeah.
They're independents. But that's the biggest flaw in the game. You don't vote with them. You don't vote for the things that benefit them, that help them, that uplift them. Like if you're voting for shit that benefit and uplift them, then they're getting empowered to be strong, independent, and not need your black ass. And then thus the reason, and then they're further raising kids by themselves, raising boys by themselves, fucking them up and creating more of a bigger problem for black men. So you never vote with them. Like that's the part where I remember.
I judge you by your works, bro. I only judge you by your works. Your words mean nothing most of the time. I judge you by your works. And if your works lead you to this point, then obviously you work for black women.
And like I told BGS on this very show and in our private conversations or what have you, I said, that right now in Kanye West don't change who your prosecutor is, who the judges are for the child support that y'all all claim that y'all ain't against and all that. In other words, when people say that bullshit or I don't do it at all, it's the local politics that affect you more, is what I'm getting at. So again, when you're voting the same with, or air quotes, Keisha, you're pretty much in lockstep with it, regardless of what you say. And that goes back to what you just said, Hood, about I want to see your actions, not what you say.
All right. Michael Merriweather in the building said FBA don't have them talking points.
I was about to say, can I say something on that, bro? Because that's a
Yeah, go ahead.
damn lie. Because
What did you say? Hold on, say that again.
That's a damn lie.
Okay.
Because if you're speaking about quote unquote white supremacy, and that's what Democrats are using to get the black vote, then how are you not having the same talking points? If y'all talk about how FBAs, they want somebody to give them something, reparations, that's a Democrat talking point. How is it not the same talking points? The only thing that's why I said with FBA, see, when you get on them about their talking point, then they say, well, I'm not affiliated with any side. Well, you kind of are, because action speaks louder than words. Your talking points are coming from one side. If
there
you
are
would
people hold on, wait, real quick. There are people who not affiliated with either side because they're genuinely in the middle. Then there's the people who, when they say they're not affiliated with any side, what they're saying is they don't fuck with the Democrats because the Democrats are not far left enough. They want full blown socialist, Marxist, like literally that. So I mean, FD Signifier, and he had a panel, not a panel. He did a video. I actually like watching some of his videos, but he had a video where he brought other black people on. I think it was a video on black conservatives or black Republicans, and then he had had segments within the video where he brought other black people on, and he had asked them were they Democrats, and they said, you call me a Democrat, you might as well call me the N-word. And then that's how they feel about the Democrats. And then he explicitly said in the video, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a leftist. The problem with the Democrats and the Republicans is that they both uphold capitalism, and that capitalism is basically the worst thing ever for black people. It's the death of black people. Capitalism. That's what's killing us right now. And that's why he's a leftist, because he don't like capitalism. But Democrats still like capitalism with a nice hefty splash of socialism. Hold on. With some black people who say that they not a Democrat, what they're saying is they want capitalism extremely small and socialism to be the whole damn cake. They want the little capitalism to be the icing on that cake. That's really what they're saying.
Right, and it shows you really how ignorant they are, including Dr. Whatever the fuck his name is. I can't, F Signifier. This clown clearly doesn't know the impact of socialism in the beloved continent of Africa. We can start with Ghana, with Kwame Nkrumah and things like that. They think that this socialism is going to be this panacea that'll cure all, and it's never been successful anywhere whatsoever. And I don't get how black people don't see that we're the fodder of this. But we believe we only like messaging that we like the person behind. Does that make sense? We only like messaging that we like messenger.
I want to point something else out to you. And Bernard, listen, I know I'm like that conspiracy guy in front of the map with all the pins on the wall and all the lines connected to stuff. But let me just point something out to you, right?
Yeah.
Africa was sold socialism in order to defeat its colonialism, to get rid of its white people. So therefore, capitalism is seen as an extension of the white man. Even the black man's adoption of socialism itself is a racialized weapon against white people. So we're right back to the racial dynamic. And once you're back to the racial dynamic, the black woman becomes your equal partner in your quest against the white man. And once she's equal, she's your superior. And once she's your superior, everybody say it with me, the black woman is God.
I can go with you. I'm not going to say the black woman is God, because that has a context, and I'm not going to pin that on brothers who don't say that. But I do think you do a good breakdown, and I do as well. But you really hit it out the park in explaining. Well, no, that don't even apply. That man against scrutinized isn't. No, that don't even apply right there. but no, it is a good. What you're doing is a good job at explaining how I believe they unknowingly are what's that phrase, cut off your nose to spite your face, or they're unknowingly they're unknowingly working against themselves in a roundabout way. And I don't believe that I don't believe they realize it. To say the black woman is God is to say that they they understand that's the end game. That ain't the end game.
This is why I'm gonna fuck you up.
Go ahead.
This is why I'm gonna fuck you up. Now, because you're right, because we're dealing with a certain psychology and a frozen sort of psychology, right? We're getting to the point where it doesn't even make sense to rationally combat their ideas. So when the question comes up about them being Democrats, you don't even ask them why the Democrats. It's like, why are you so gay, bro? Like, you just gotta attack their psyche so violently that it totally ignores the facts and the logics of the argument, because they don't fucking care about the facts and the logic of the argument. Now you gotta make them defensive. Like, now you gotta put them in the hot seat. Now you gotta make them defend why they're not man enough, why they're not really being black enough. You really gotta turn this shit against these people, because from a psychological perspective, they have too much reliance on this argument, and we have to really attack this argument.
You go hit them with like the African dude. Why are you gay?
Yo, we gonna make Uganda great again, bro. That's what we gotta do to get rid of these niggas. We gotta make Uganda great again. Because, like, and I'm joking, but I'm not really joking. You called it out. They made a deal in their mind with the devil, because if they want to get this reparations, if they want to get this blackety black whatever across, if they want to fight the white man, well, they got to bring the girls along. And then, DS1, I was having a conversation with this guy named DS1, and he laid out a perfect synopsis. He was like, they should have never let women into the manosphere, because once you bring black women in the manosphere, they'll eventually bring their gay friends, and then the manosphere is going to be a gay friendly place. And so I'm like, hold up. So you're telling me once you... That was the argument we were having at that conversation. So I'm asking them, like, so let's be concise.
That's the reaching, as if some dude about to just join my panel with his hair flipped, weighing in on some shit about what we talking about.
The caveat was that if you're going to allow them in your space, you have to keep a firm grip on them. You can't just let them. I agree with that part of it. So there is a caveat.
I agree with that part of it, but those arguments get stupid to me, because the fact of the matter is you're damn, what was I gonna say? This is why those arguments get stupid to me, is because, whether we like it or not, YouTube is an open platform. Manosphere Talking Points is out there. Women can do the Manosphere Talking Points with or without our goddamn position. I mean, with or without our goddamn permission. So it's like that's why that argument gets stupid. It's like they're going to do the content. Pearl didn't need a pat on the head to get knighted in, or anybody's approval to grow that channel to 1.7 million subs. She didn't. Rollo Tomasi didn't have to, to kiss a ring or pat her on the head, or she kiss his ring, or they swap. No. She just created a fucking channel and used talking points. So it's like, that's why that argument gets ridiculous.
I'm with you on that.
And hold on, and what Dini is saying, he's saying Destiny was on my panel. Okay, listen, the motherfucker. I didn't know how much of some bullshit, gay shit he was into until that day. Secondly, it wasn't when we talking about gay people in the space. The way I always understood that, I thought people were saying like it's going to be a gay person with a microphone and a respected opinion, and Manosphere content creators come to get game knowledge and insight from him. I was talking about a detractor coming in, challenging the points in a debate. That wasn't talking about that. I got open lines that anybody want to debate me, they could debate me. But it's some shit that I'm like, no, you ain't coming your ass up here.
I don't even want to go off on the tangent. I didn't even bring that up to address that particular thing. And then I'm not even arguing with you. I agree with most of what you just said. I'm just saying that was brought up as a sort of logical chain of events. Once you open it, once this place goes co-ed, it will inevitably go rainbow. And so that was the argument somebody laid out to me. So I'm going to add that argument to a political space. Once black men align our politics with black women, it's going to go rainbow. And we've seen that happen over time. It's already proven to be that. Because, I mean, the most politically active women are freaking rainbows.
Well, no, I mean, you're right about that from the political side, in the sense that that like the black people like Mark Lamont Hill, you know, he has to. I'm saying he has to say that yes, men can have babies. Like they got to say stupid shit like that. So in that sense, you're absolutely right. But when it comes to women coming in this space and actually getting, a woman can speak in this space and echo and parrot man talking points, and men will give her, you know, the general respect or watch the channel or watch the content. You will not see a gay dude coming in this space echoing in the talking points and the sentiments, and men be like, yeah, but hey, that gay dude spitting facts though. I mean, yeah, he gay, but he was right though. Like, you know, that's what people was doing when Destiny debated some people in this space, and when Destiny debated Fresh and Fit, our detractors, the people who trying to figure out a way to call us gay or simps, were like, "Ooh, Destiny was right. He was cooking y'all." You know, so no, the detractors of this space are the gay friendly ones, not the goddamn black manosphere. You know, so
I just want to say I've never trusted any dude named Destiny before, so I don't care what kind of talking points he's talking about. And I've seen when I saw your video with him when you were debating him, but then you actually brought up them facts. Because see, my thing is Destiny. He argues from a female's perspective, which is emotion. Like he when you bring up facts with this, that, and the other, oh well, technically, what if this person is doing it, bro? That has nothing to do with what the fact is. We talking about the results. We're not talking about what got there. We talking about
Can't
the
trust
results.
no man. Can't trust no man named after a stripper, bro. It's never happened in the history of men.
I know, but
Nigga
my
named
argument
Destiny,
is
no, that's a stripper mama's name.
My argument is who in this space trust him. People in this space debated him. Myron Gaines, not in the black manosphere, but Myron Gaines debated him. Angry Man debated him. I debated him. Like people debated him. Nobody trust him and went and listened to him and think that he's spitting facts other than our detractors. But people want to pin him on us. So that's where I'm like, people are making bullshit arguments against the black male space that speaks up for black men, and that's just disingenuous to me when people do that. That's where I'm at with it. Everybody try to figure out every convoluted way to bring us down. They do a stream. Oh, they blackety black on some Umar shit, or they on some black woman is God shit, or they on some gay shit, or they on some they say they some black white supremacists, or they some this. They, you know, it's like it's always something. It's always something. But really, all they doing is they trying to criticize the space that criticizes black women, and the people that got that biggest criticism for the space because we criticize black women. Those are the true people that believe the black woman is God, because they rally in the troops every day to bring down the space that criticizes their God. They're protecting their woman from criticism. The only thing she really needs protection from anyway. That's where, so that's why, anybody who try to label the black manosphere as anything other than a black male space that speaks up for black men and argue the black male point of view in sentiments or whatever the hell we think against the bullshit that come against black men. Anybody who try to label it other than that, it's disingenuous to me. Either disingenuous or uninformed, or got a narrative or an agenda. So that's where I'm going to always ride. That's where I'm at with that. All right.
I noticed one thing, though. I noticed one thing though. When women get into this space, the best way to test them is bring up a feminine talking point and go against it, and you'll see what they really about. Because I don't see some that was in the space, and then you brought up abortion, and you brought up men being able to have multiple women, and they totally turned to that feminine side and was disagreeable.
I barely trust any of the women in this space. There's a few that I do, but I barely trust any of them. But I'll quote Hood Conservative on this. I just view them as allies in a propaganda war. If they want to produce the content and proliferate the message that black men are saying, if they want to do that, then I'm not going to get in their way. And if their channel get big enough, I might collab with them and try to steal some of their subscribers.
Facts.
But truth be told, I don't. There's only a few of them that I think are legitimately feel the way that they feel. There's some of them that I know on really good authority has admitted behind the scenes that they don't believe the shit that they say, that they just doing it just because, content strategy and money, making money off of it, or growing a channel off of it because it's the wave. Like, so no, a lot of them I don't trust. That's just that. So yeah, so is what it is. All right. let's get to the other part of the thumbnail before we wrap this thing up. Before we wrap this thing up, the everybody want names. No. No. Damn it. Y'all got me close. Nope. I saying name the ones I trust. I trust Crimson Cure. I rock with Crimson Cure. I think she's solid. She was doing it for a long time before it was even popular, before it was a thing, before it was even money in it for her. I will stand by Crimson Cure that she does believe in her message. I do believe that. I'll just say that. I'll say that. But all right, let's talk about this nigga for Trump. He just I don't know where this video came from. I don't know where this nigga came from, but he's rocking the short. Not black people for Trump, not the blacks for Trump, not African Americans for Trump, but no, niggas for Trump. Let's go.
You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump? Because they done did black men like this for decades, make up charges and put them. So I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt two-tiered justice system.
And look at it, got the sister right there. I don't know if she got a gut or she like 4 months pregnant, rocking the "Make America Great Again" hat. Like what dude with a niggas for Trump shirt? Like what breed of niggas they done dug up right here? Like this look like a black single mama with blonde hair rocking a "Make America Great Again" hat. This is some funny shit to me.
That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
You look wild.
What do you think about the indictments?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the
I want
country.
him
You know,
on CNN.
Fannie Willis, she went to school with my...
What you say? Hold on, what did somebody just say? One of y'all just say something?
Yo, Bernard. Hold up, Bernard. I want him on CNN so bad. Can you imagine like an actual like professional newscaster? And in latest developments, there is a fascinating new group, a new urban demographic is pulling for Trump now. Apparently a group called N-words for Trump. I need that intro. I need to hear that on cable TV.
Yeah. I would love that. I would love for Tucker Carlson to interview him, even though Tucker Carlson ain't even on TV right now. But yeah, I would love that. I would love that, and I would love. He might as well just go on and say niggas in the process. Real quick before I play some more of this, let's pull up them super chats. Let's pull up them super chats because I do know it was a few super chats. I see True Hype, Deanie, and Michael Merriweather. I don't know. Oh wow, Trump on say. Let's get that. Deanie, he says, y'all still riding Trump nuts in 2023. Yeah. Anybody who has anybody who has anything positive to say about somebody that you don't like, you say they're riding their nuts. That's nothing but a tactic. If I personally, if you think Cory Booker is a good candidate, if he was running for president, I don't know if he's gonna run. If you think Cory Booker is a good candidate, I don't think you're riding his nuts. Like you would have to be saying something holistically illogical for me to say that.
Well, hold on,
tell
there,
me,
fella.
tell me
Hold
what
on
I'm,
there, fella.
tell me what I'm saying. No,
You-
wait.
you
Tell
know-
me what I'm saying that is illogical. Go ahead.
Aren't Joe Biden's nuts on the other side of this equation? So wouldn't you be riding for Biden? Like, bro, stop playing this game. Why y'all niggas so gay, bro?
Yeah, okay. But let me make it clear. This is a black manosphere detractor through and through. But yes, you do. Your point is very sound. That he's somebody who just ask him why he's so damn gay. I was trying to find the clip of the African
But
dude.
you know he's gonna say next.
I was trying to find the clip of the African dude saying, "Why are you gay?" But
You know he's gonna say next. He's gonna say he ain't a Democrat. Oh, I ain't on neither side.
Oh, he's literally said that he's a Democrat. He's literally said that.
Oh, so he definitely on Biden's old sex.
Oh yeah. No, he
Nigga out the
criticized
closet like a
everything.
motherfucker.
When we it don't, like put it like this, like Tory Lanez was literally about to get locked up, or did get locked up now. But when he was about to get locked up for some very shaky shit where 2 women was fighting and one of the women fired the first shot and an eyewitness said that, and we was defending Tory Lanez like, no, this is shaky at best. He can, they could charge him with something, but not for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. He came in the chat room and called us Tory Lanez Defense Force. Like anybody who's speaking against women, anybody who's defending men and criticizing women, he finds a roundabout way to say that we're dick riding somebody or we're doing something wrong. It's all about criticize women. The mask does apply. This is a man against slandering Keisha. The mask, the acronym, that's him. Men against slandering Keisha.
You know what? From now on, I think I'm just not going to trust anybody who name start with DE. I think DE now stands for Dick Eater. So I'm just going to put him to the side now. Well, thank you for letting me know that, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he on. But True Hype in the building. He says, "Don't fall for the okie doke. This intersectionality is just Animal Farm on steroids, and black folks got a complicated relationship with swine." Thank you for the super chat.
Yes,
do appreciate it.
That's why.
Go ahead. You saying that's why what? Wait, hold on. Wait, real quick.
Another reason why I mentioned Biden though, because it's like you realize you think we're working for some evil white guy, but you're working for the same set of evil white people technically. Like we're not really. That's such a weak attack, as if there isn't a big evil old white man running your show. That's such a stupid thing.
Okay, now Blexit the communicator, you saying over half of the black manosphere is masked, men against slandering Keisha. Are you talking about the black manosphere, or are you talking about the anti-black manosphere sphere, who I consider to be men against slandering Keisha? And when we make accurate, true statements about Keisha, they call it SBE. If you're talking about them saying that they're masked, I'm not going to fight against you. But if you're saying the men who criticize Keisha are masked, then you're on some bullshit. You're on some absolute bullshit. You have to see that. So who are you talking about? Explain that. And now you're not going to explain it because you know you're on some bullshit.
What's the definition of slander? Isn't it saying false things against?
Well, yeah, that's just the acronym. But I think we're saying making true statements. But they pretend like they talk like we slandering.
Oh, okay.
But okay, it looked like Kukamazi is saying Blexit, yep, the underground niggas claiming manosphere. I didn't think they still claimed it. So that's why I didn't think that but if you're talking about them, then I'm not going to argue with you. But I'm pretty sure they don't claim it. I'm pretty sure they don't claim it no more.
Yo, this shit sound like gang banging and set tripping.
It is. It does. It does. Because niggas start making fancy acronyms and start throwing up gang signs and shit when they catch somebody criticizing a woman or debating with a woman. It's SBE, nigga, and they set tripping and shit. It's like, yeah. So yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I thought it was.
We gotta do better.
I thought it was some stupid, retarded internet gang banging to begin with. I called that shit a long time ago. But anyway, he says, I just saw a live stream from a content creator. Betty was in Black Manosphere. I just saw a live stream from a content creator saying black men don't have to join the Klan to spite Keisha. Yeah, I bet that was a detractor. I bet that was a detractor of the space. I bet it was. Either that or I don't even want to say the names of who I think would say that. I don't even want to say the names of who I think would say that. But anybody y'all, I'm about to be done reacting and even interacting with you because now you're all over the place. Because okay. So now you're saying at one point you're saying a black woman is God, but at the other point you're saying they're out to spite Keisha and they join in the Klan to spite Keisha. So then how can you on the other hand say that they are just worshiping black women and saying the black woman is God? Like what the fuck are you talking about? That does sound like some shit Jason Black would fucking say. That ain't even the one I was thinking about. But yeah. So it's like you're all over the place. You're not making sense, man. You're all over the place.
A Destiny talking point.
All right, Pablo, come save us.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Okay.
Somebody, hold on, real quick. Emmett Perry says, somebody tell me what MASK stands for. That's an acronym that Game Changer came up with all the men who for some reason make it their thing, where the men who did, a lot of them did come out of this space, and they turned out they turned into anti-black manosphere, where they criticized black men for essentially criticizing black women. Game Changer came up with the acronym MASK, M-A-S-K, MASK, Men Against Slandering Keisha. That's the shit Game Changer came up with that I thought is very, very fucking funny. Very fucking funny. It was actually a response to somebody who came up with an acronym called CAKE. Complaining about Keisha every day. That was what somebody else said. And then Game Changer came up with MASK to call them Men Against Slandering Keisha, because their whole content is criticizing the men that criticize the women. So that's where the fuck we at. It's fucked up. It's stupid. I hate it, but we, I hate it here now. But we're here, and that's where we're at. But all right. Go ahead, Pablo. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yeah. So I wanted to throw my my support behind Hood Conservative in something he said. Pro-blackness is inherently manipulative towards black men.
Agreed.
Right. And so anytime they smuggle it in, what it does, it takes black men out of their masculine position and removes their manhood, and then places them strictly in the racial category, and then the man part disappears, and only the blackness remains. And so from Hood Conservative, what he said is spot on. Anytime they do the identity politics, the racial identity politics, it inherently cuts black men off at the knees. I'm kind of seeing this happen in my Passport Bro space. One of my friends is banging the drum on. Oh, they going to get black women. Yes, many are, but trying to manipulate the situation to try to prove others wrong on some blackness, I don't agree. I don't agree with, because now, because now you're removing male agency again, right? You're removing black male agency again to make his own choice, and now it's to try to curry favor with others or to get a gotcha. And that's the part I'm not with. I tolerate it because I want Passport Bros to get as much airplay as possible, and I'm all right with it. But it's not my personal position.
Yeah, the only slight amendment I would say to that, and maybe you weren't saying this, maybe you were saying this. I don't think anybody in this space is a strict and pure pro-black. I think if you listen to so in that case we in 100% agreement, because like even if you listen to Dr. Tia San Johnson, he's pro-black but technically pro-black male, right? And I'm with you 100%, but let me deal with these super chat. Clue Channel says, so MASK is SBE. If the shoe fits, wear it with the mask. But basically, I put it like this: I would give that label to anybody who's doing content where, if your content is about criticizing men who criticize women, then I would definitely put I would definitely put the mask label on you. And I've said before that the whole SBE thing was rooted in criticizing black men for making true statements about black women on the internet, coming up with a witty, contrived way to do it without looking like simps. I said that a year and a half ago. That shit was like 36 hours old, and I said that. Like, so yeah, I call that's been my opinion on that shit from the very start. So so there's that. I don't understand that kind of movement. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's an aspect of it where it's pretending like the men who are calling out the bullshit that women do, and they're doing it in front of their, for their audience of men, so men can learn, get the knowledge, information, and move accordingly. To try to spin that as they're doing something wrong. I can't fuck with it. But that's been my opinion on it from the start. But anyway, John Paul D. Waterford says, when are the men in the black manosphere going to understand that all political parties are tools, not teams? I think the black manosphere understands that better than most groups and sectors of black men. So I don't understand why y'all bring this to the space that understands it the most. Y'all bring it like they have zero understanding. I don't fucking get that, but okay. He says, hell, like the side / party / candidate you want to like, but use the tools that's going to get the job done. That's why I go back to where I defend, people like BGS, Dr. T.S.I. Johnson. They support Ice Cube and what he was doing. If you support Ice Cube and what he was doing, then clearly you understand the concept of using political parties as tools to get what you need. So even the people who get called leftist, hold on, wait,
what they were doing.
I don't know if he supported that, but either way it goes,
I had it dead to rights, bro. I was there on the panel, and he explained why he said men should support. This was leading up to the election of Biden, by the way, right? Why should black men vote for Biden and all that? I'm like, bro, that's what BLM want. And he like, well, that's the best path right now for black men to get what they want from the system.
Okay, all right. So like right there, you made your point, but you also kind of made my point as well, is that they naively believe that the best chance of black men getting what they want is getting what they need out of the system is getting it from the Democratic Party. But they are pragmatic in the sense that if they can get it from the Republican side, they will take it. And that's why they supported Ice Cube trying to do what he was doing. And you saw how black women reacted to Ice Cube doing what he was doing. So I don't like when these black men who are pro-black men getting what they need from the system. I don't like when they get criticized and put in the same category as the black women who picked up sword and shield and pitchforks and tiki torches against Ice Cube. I don't want to put them there, but you can say that they are wrong in you can say that they have some wrong ideas and beliefs. You could say that. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
I think another issue is that.
Yeah, but shout out to John D. Paul D. Waterford. Thank you for dropping that super chat on there. But go ahead.
I think another issue that I'm seeing here, and I think it's just going to naturally become more of this, but black men and black women are just on naturally divergent paths. And so it's at the point where if you're like just a heterosexual black man at any level of life, you're having less and less practical gain from your relationship with the Democrats or the left side, the left wing of politics in general. So it's going to become an issue with black men in particular that our politics and our political wants and needs and desires and interests and all that are going to put us on the opposite side of black women naturally, but that will also put us most often on the side with white men in particular, and white people broadly speaking. And so that's a weird place that black men are going to have to make peace with in the future, because that's also the issue that I was pointing out with like the whole BGS and them crowd. It's like, if you're going to still vote with the women out of this racial solidarity, then you're not actually, you're not saying anything really. And then what happens is, unless you can actually drop the racial solidarity and put man first and accept the fact that once you put man first, you actually have to side with some of the white men, you'll always be stuck on this black woman as God hamster wheel.
All right. And I'm sorry, I was listening to what you're saying, but I was reading the chat. And why the hell did Deanie type Dr. T slander? Okay, good. Okay, way to go, Miles. Deleted that because nobody slandered Dr. T Hassan Johnson. Thank you. Yeah, stay on that. Be deleting just outright books. See, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody trying to pin a narrative. He trying to create the false idea, notion that we up here slandering Dr. T Hassan Johnson. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit. Something that he know is not happening, but he try to pretend like that is happening. Yeah, on StreamYard, some of the stuff y'all delete, I can see it. I mean, I see it on StreamYard, even though y'all caught it. Don't go crazy with the deleting, but yeah, just if somebody's trying to put a false narrative out there, then yeah, get that shit. But cool. But hold on, Cool Kamazi in the building, just became a member. Shout out to you, salute, appreciate you becoming a member. Go ahead, whoever that was. I mean, up there trying to talk. Juwan Solo. My bad.
No, you good, bro. That's basically wraps around to what we talking about now. People will see something that they don't like, and then they will put out a word or put out a statement to make it into a narrative. Now, that's why I asked you earlier about the whole definition of slander, because it's actually what they're doing right there. We're making a false accusation. So, like, why would you say that a person is slandering because you mentioned his name in a conversation?
Yeah, don't ask me to understand.
The dude who paid the $20, bro, like, everybody, if you understand politics, you know politics is a money grabbing game, and what you're trying to do is be on the side that you can get the most benefits from. Now, when Ice Cube was a perfect example for people who were still on the fence about something, because it ain't about people try to look into names, and it ain't about that. It's about actions. Ice Cube went to one side. He asked them. They said, "We'll get back at you." He went to the other side. They said they'll talk to him. That right there should let you know what side is actually about doing something to make a difference that's more beneficial in your life than those that are just trying to do the politician game and just money grab and bring you along, because they think the left side give them so much stuff. You don't understand. They're giving you the crumbs off of what they got for themselves. You're happy about crumbs that you're getting from the Democrats, where you can go and start pushing your vote to the other side, so you can have more of a piece of that pie. It may not be as big as the main pie, but it'll be more than what the Democrats were giving you.
Yeah. All right. I'm about to roll some more of this video. We went into a good sidetrack. This show turned out much better than I thought. Good conversations here. Good conversations was had here. But let's get to some more of this. More of this video of niggas for Trump.
So she full of shit. She was full of shit then. So she's a puppet for the white liberal, and that is controlled. Fannie Willis. She went to school with my sister. She full of shit. She was full of shit.
Oh damn! Is he talking about the black chick that got that made Trump take a mugshot?
That's her.
Yep.
Oh damn! He's saying this bitch full of shit. She went to school with my sister. My homie used to fuck her. I ain't.
That's what you get when niggas is for Trump.
Yeah, these your people right here, niggas for Trump. I know you rock with this. You got your shirt yet, Hood?
Nah, I'm gonna have to just make my own. You know, I like to do everything guerrilla style.
What do you think about the indictments?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis. She went to school with my sister. She full of shit. She was full of shit then. So she's a puppet for the white liberal, and that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be kind of like communistic?
No, that's nowhere near communist. Now we just going to make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
That's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024. Derek Gibson,
That's my nigga.
Former niggas for Trump
Hold on.
2024.
No, wait, this white dude, the white dude said that's my nigga. Watch.
I can't
Derek
write that.
Gibson, a
That's
former
my nigga.
former
I can't write that on
candidate.
Twitter.
I'm a former.
He stopped and looked at him though, like he gave him a look.
Write it, white girl, write it. Please write that on Twitter, white girl. We need that. Listen, do you know that would electrify the blacks and the whites for Trump if she got on Trump and was like, this very nice black gentleman I met today, he made me say Trump's my nigga. Like, we need this energy.
Oh man, this was funny.
I'm a candidate for New York State Governor. Derek Gibson, look me up. Nigga.
Oh, damn. Darren Gibson. He said he's a candidate for government. I didn't hear that when I first I didn't hear that when I first watched this.
I live up to it too, boy. I can scrap too, but I can get down, boy. Not better, I can. I got a proven track record. Oh, you want to try me out? Try to take this shirt off. I'll give you some.
I need everybody off the roadway.
Sir,
I need everybody
take care of yourself, brother.
off the roadway.
All right. Oh shit, they trying to give me a Roland Martin video next. Can't hear no Roland Martin right now. But all right. We're at the 2-hour 15 mark. I wanted to wrap it up right at the 2-hour mark. But yeah, I did have to play the niggas for Trump. I saw that shirt and I was like, that shit don't say blacks for Trump, don't say African Americans for Trump, black people for Trump. It shit said niggas for Trump. And I was like, I got to watch this shit on there. But yeah, we gonna call it right there. We gonna call it right there, y'all. Even though this sort of felt like a Saturday show with Hood Conservative being on here for most of the show. That definitely sort of felt like.
Did you see the emails I sent you, right? Because I was pitching this to you for tomorrow's show.
The niggas for Trump or just the indictment? Oh
no. The black woman angle specifically, because I had a clip, not just Joy Reid. There was another clip I emailed you. There was a couple of things I was like focusing on the whole black women trying to get Trump out of their thing, because it's like, they accuse the black men on the right of working for the white man, but it's like, bro, everybody on the left works for the white liberal woman. Like, y'all are no different in working for white people. So it's a weird thing, but I was watching that whole thing play out and I wanted to talk about it.
All right, cool. All right, I think we left enough meat on the bone to cover the angle. I mean, I didn't see the videos you sent, but I'm pretty sure they're different, and we can add some more to it. So we can take the angle. I mean, I think that's a good show title, Black Women versus Trump, and just examine, because I know Jason Whitlock did some content on the 3 black women that are working to bring him down and something like that. So it's enough meat on the bone. We can definitely get on that tomorrow. So we'll see. But yeah, let me know if you want to change something about it. But I think we still can run the same show. But no, I didn't open your email. I just read the title of it and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good show for tomorrow. But I had to cover the mugshot and the indictment and all that shit today. But all right. But we about to get up out of here. Thank you everybody for coming on in. Everybody supported the stream, each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies, oh wait, no, we're not out of here. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
All right, there it is now. We've done so much with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Those are the words from Machismo TV. Make sure you go and check that out. Make sure you go and subscribe to Machismo TV and be back tomorrow. Be back tomorrow on Saturday, where we will explore the topic of black women versus Donald Trump and examine the black women working tirelessly to bring Donald Trump down, and whether or not black men should join that fight. Get behind our women. And bring that down. Get behind our women and bring down the patriarchy. Yeah. That makes sense for men to do. Right? 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 But all right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We out of here. Peace. We gone.